Welcome. What is up, good people? What is IG Pawn? I want to go over the version 7.3.0 release notes from August 2nd, 2023, which is just yesterday. I tried to record it last night and my OBS crashed. I actually couldn't even close the OBS. It was weird. It was like, it totally glitched the recording essentially. So I wasn't able to post it last night. It was actually a really good video, I thought. So what we're going to do here is we're going to dive in. It's no longer my first looking at it, first impressions type stuff. So I read through it once for that recording. So we're going to kind of dive in here as well. And just go over it again so I can get that information out to my viewers and everybody that watches my videos. Spread bad luck to your enemies with the legendary Black Cat and the Secret Defenders. New characters and updates. Reinforce your roster with new playable characters. Black Cat, Photon, Ghost Rider Robbie, Miss Marvel, Hardlight, Ronin, and Mockingbird. So this is awesome. And like I was thinking about this, I'm like, they're bringing Ronin in. All he is a human, right? And it's like, he should easily be killed by any mutant, or you know what I mean? I'm sorry to say, he's a human, and to compete with some of these other characters we got, he should just be, Thanos should bump him on the head and he should die instantly, right? So at least that would be my thoughts. Secret Defenders. Climb the arena ranks and pilfer the top spot with these arena specialists. The legendary Black Cat leads this elite new team with newcomers Photon, Ghost Rider Robbie, and Miss Marvel Hardlight, along with a rework to strike veteran Doctor Strange. So from everything I'm hearing, it didn't bring him back, or didn't bring him up into any kind of meta position, but hopefully he'll be good enough to put on his original team. And I think they're like the Monster Hunters or something. But he has a revive and he puts out a lot of negative effects. Great character. Just now his base stats are brought up. He'll have some more survivability. Maybe you can use him in different places. But from everything I'm hearing, he's going to drop off for like Apocalypse or some other character as a fifth in the arena. So it sounds like he didn't get enough to make him stand with the team essentially. But I do love that they're doing reworks. So we do have the new Avengers coming in here. Repel enemy attacks on Alliance War defense with the new Avengers. New arrivals Ronin and Mockingbird. Join forces with reworked versions of the Thing. Agent Coulson for helicarrier action. Could an elusive fifth member be waiting in the shadows? And what I first thought of last night was like Cloak, but he's already solid, so I was thinking maybe Moon Knight. That's the only thing that came to mind for me anyway. I don't know if it's going to be another totally new character or what, but this is awesome. So Moon Knight's one of my favorites, and he's already really good, in my personal opinion. So it'd be interesting to see if they do bring him in here. I was really surprised as well about the Thing, because Thing hits hard, dude. For Fantastic Four, he is like a nuke. He uppercuts and it's like game over for someone, or deletes half their health bar. He hits really hard. So that's interesting that they went that way. And I'm always happy about Agent Coulson. Everybody loves that guy. So this is interesting to see. I can't wait to get the team. You know what I mean? Ability and stat improvements. Check out the details below for updates to Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Jessica Jones, Nico Minaro, and Spider-Woman. And I love Spider-Woman and Captain Marvel. I love them all. I love all the characters, right? I'm a Marvel fanatic. But Spider-Woman really stands out to me because I had her on one of my free-to-plays when I started YouTube here a few months ago. And her kit was awesome. It was very... had ability blocks. You're able to pick apart your enemies, essentially. And I really like that about her. So the A-Force is all getting reworks, it looks like. New costumes come into the game that we can earn is Sylvie and Loki's Season 2 outfits. So I haven't seen the Season 2 yet, but hopefully the costumes or the outfits look pretty awesome. Can't miss events. Recruit Black Cat. Pounce on your first opportunity to recruit Secret Defenders legendary brawler Black Cat. Start powering up your roster to prepare for this chance to earn character shards for this infamous thief. So, Zoe, stop beating up the puppy. From the sounds of it, you have to have Nova, and then you could use Sinister Six, 4 Sinister Six, or 4 Nowhere characters, but you have to have Nova, from what I'm hearing. Which essentially is, if you have Nova, more than likely you're probably going to have those Nowhere characters, so go that route. But if you are just unlocking Nova and you don't have the Nowhere characters, Sinister Six will definitely be good enough. And from the sounds of it, they might be getting some reworks or something different happening. But I've heard somebody out there talking about them, and they'll be just fine, believe you me. They'll do just fine to unlock Black Cat. So TVA agent. Join this month-long strike operation to recruit Bifrost controller Sylvie and bolster your squads for the mission ahead. So I find this very interesting that the following month of the release of the Bifrost characters is all about Sylvie, the 5th one. So that's very interesting. But I do love the TVA agency, so that whole season 1 of Loki was phenomenal. And I can't wait to get my hands on Sylvie. So everybody's getting a Sylvie here. Light Warriors. So these are characters with the Energized trait for Miss Marvel Hard Light's event campaign. And I went in game, and I'm going to do it again today and see if it's in there now, actually. And see if they put the Energized trait out yet. So is it supposed to be at the top or anything? Let me double check, because it wasn't. I went alphabetically and I couldn't find it. Yeah, we got Eternals. We don't have no Energized. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit and see if we can't find it. Yeah, I didn't see it. So comment down below. It isn't in game yet, but you want to be on the lookout for that Energized trait, so that way you can kind of see who you need to build. I don't know how much they've changed these campaigns, but it used to be 14 or 15 days. Now they're generally 7 days. This was the best release method for character shards, I thought, in my personal opinion, because the orbs gave you a ton of other great characters, and it was actually worth spending power cores to refresh your energy to get more of those orbs to open. So I'll be interested to see how that event breaks down. Now we do have new features, updates, and more. The Battle Pass, Mojo's Mayhem, fades to black, and essentially they're moving it to the side, trying to get it out of people's sight. People do not like that game mode, and a revamped method to earn rewards will soon go live. Battle Pass, hit daily and weekly objectives that pay out big rewards just by playing the PvP based game modes. So Cosmic Crucible, Alliance War, Arena, Real-Time Arena, and Blitz. And I think a lot of people are going to try to skip RTA and just go with like Blitz, Arena. You know, if you can get them in these 3 game modes, it would be ideal, you know, personally, in my opinion. So I think that's awesome, because I do my RTA battles, but I quit buying the RTA pass. It's just not worth it to me, personally. I want more gold, and I want more training modules in a battle pass. And I quit buying the strike pass, but that's for a totally different conversation. I just don't feel they're worth it for 50 or 100 shards of the newest character out. To me, it's not worth it, personally. I don't have $40 just throw away every month. But definitely, if they make one of these better, either one better, I would definitely spend $20. And they're worth it. It's just not to me. I don't have that kind of liquid cash, you know what I mean? Or expendable funds. So Raid Auto Launcher. Set it and let it ride. You'll soon be able to schedule raids to launch at a specific time each day. To schedule a raid, Alliance leaders can go to the raids menu, open the new launcher pop-up, toggle the launcher on, and then set your time for each specific raid type. So this is going to be awesome. We're actually going to do a vote in Discord. We're already talking about it in our alliances. Marvel Corps and Marvel Corps United. And we're just going to have everybody vote on what time they think's best. And then we're going to average it out or go with whoever had the most votes. More than likely, we'll try to find a common ground in between all the times that are said. So that way it gives everybody an equal opportunity to get on at the best times for them. We do have a lot of people from like Australia and all over the world. You know what I mean? Europe and such. So our time zones are different. And it affects us in raids, right? But we're going to try to set a time that helps everybody, hopefully. And I think this is a phenomenal quality of life. No longer having to worry about it. They're going to give you the keys. It's automatically going to launch. All people have to do is go in there, join the raids, and do their part. You know what I mean? This is awesome quality of life. And I think it's just great. It's really, really great news for us, honestly, the community. So we do have Jarvis is coming to the game. And I think this is so badass, dude. Need help deciding which team to use or how to upgrade a character? You can now receive suggestions for ISO 8 classes, T4 ability materials, and which teams to use in certain missions. Tap the recommended button when you see it in game for a team composition catered to a mission or a suggestion for ISO 8 and T4 ability materials. So instead of having to go over, well, I guess you could still go to MarvelStrikeForce.com and look at the ones that most people have, but this is going to suggest it to you. And generally, I don't see you changing your ISO 8 very often because it's so expensive, right? So, as well as T4 investment, it just gives you a heads up of what you'll need. I like how it's going to recommend certain teams, and I would love to see this in War, to where it recommends like the top 10 teams that can actually counter it, Even more so, I'd love to see it recommend characters that you have that could put up a fight. And if you don't have none, it would just not name any, essentially. I think would be awesome. And then you can know if your characters could actually beat someone. Because for a new player, you don't know everybody's kit and abilities. And like in game modes and war and stuff, it takes a while to learn it. But if you had a recommendation thing where it would recommend certain characters or teams that you have unlocked to beat opponents, and then you watch them fight or you see the fight, it would actually be a lot better. So that way you kind of see why they're used and such. But this is interesting. This is definitely awesome. Jarvis is coming to game. Vision's cognitive self, or you know what I mean. This is awesome. So War Replay button update. Alliance War replays will no longer be available for enemy battles. I honestly didn't even know we had a War Replay button. If that tells you anything, maybe I'm just oblivious to this stuff, but I didn't even know this existed. Comment down below if you knew we had a War Replay button. I can't be the only person out there that didn't know about this. So it's getting a change, I guess. Fan voting on the web, and I am so happy about this. Coming soon to MarvelStrikeForce.com will be your opportunity to vote for certain characters and events for future content. Keep your eye on the weekly Friday developer blogs for more information. So I don't do the Facebook stuff. I don't really get on there unless it's a family member's birthday. I don't like getting on all these other social medias. I do have a Twitter and all that good stuff, Discord and such, but I'd rather run it through the MarvelStrikeForce.com for any voting. We're all going there anyway. Why do we have to go to a Facebook to do it? You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad that they're bringing it to MarvelStrikeForce.com so I can actually get on there and vote, you know? I missed out on voting for the people that Beta Ray Bill picked for blitzes and stuffs. I do believe were picked for the two characters that you could choose out of Thor Infinity War and Star-Lord Annihilation for beating Dark Dimension 6. I just ain't going to get on Facebook to do that. You know what I'm saying? Personally. So Motorola G Play 2021. So they're bringing it out. The new version's out. And Motorola G Play players that play on an older phone, Motorola G or something, can now download and play the game. It's been fixed. I guess there's a big portion of the player base out there that was doing this because they went out of their way to do it for a phone I've never even heard of. But that's awesome, right? So definitely check that out if you're a Motorola G player. This is cool. They're going old school, so you're now able to play the game. A lot of bug fixes you're going to want to check out. I do like how they did the Spider Weaver one. I was reading through them and such, because sometimes it acts funky or weird, and it doesn't always work the way it's supposed to. Sometimes my attacks get through, even when they have that charged on Spider Weaver, which I don't understand. So maybe I need to read it better. And a bunch of other things here. I'm not going to read through each one. Quite simply is because I don't know the original kits. So like down here for character updates, these are what I'm going to know the character as anyway. So I don't need to know what their old ones was. But I would definitely recommend if you're interested in this or you have this team or these characters and you're building them, come over here and see how they've changed for the better or worse. Definitely like and subscribe. That's all I got for this update. Oopsie. I clicked a weird button. That was weird. I do have one last thing here. I want to talk about improvements to Incursion Raid 1. So what they essentially did is they made it where skill node 3 will see a reduction in boss's health. So because people were timing out or they would lose the node or have to fight it several times, it just didn't feel good. It wasn't right. It will be rebalanced so players will find raid sim success rate will improve. Clarify a few details about the raid sim feature. The raid sim feature is not a guaranteed win. It's essentially starting the battle for you, clicking the auto button, but doing it a lot faster, and then the battle ends. You're still it has to play through it, you know what I'm saying? So it's not a guaranteed win or loss. It's your team fighting that team. And essentially you need your team to be overpowered to beat the opponent. Because a lot of times when you go and click auto, they just hit the person that has taunt. And when the taunt drops, they stay on the person that has taunt, right? Their targeting does not move unless you choose it to be. So Sim has a chance that you could lose the fights a lot more often. So definitely actually going in and hitting auto and then picking the characters you want to attack while it's fighting would have definitely helped. But they wanted to update all that. So down below it shows for Incursion Raids 1.0 all the way up to 1.6. And these are some pretty insane requirements. But this is awesome. It's the newest game mode out, and they're giving you something to work towards and build towards, right? If you just went in and beat it all and then you were auto-simming every day, that's not new content. That's you clicking a button 5 or 6 times or 10 times to get rewards. That's not a video game, guys. So I really like this, how they're showing you what you have to work towards, and that you can't just max it out instantaneously. I really love that part of it. Please note, Raid Sim is never 100% guaranteed, and this is only for the newest Raid teams. As such, this does not include the Tech Raid team. So there's a Tech Raid team coming, more than likely will be the next one, so have that in mind. I seen a post on my Discord that said MODOK, a few others. I'd have to look over there, but it was like MODOK, Leader, and oh man, Doctor Strange, someone else. There's a couple other people, but it's like a villain. There's a lot of villain tech characters on it. Doctor Doom was one of them. So this is interesting. A tech raid team that might be coming. I think that's very, very awesome. With this knowledge, please invest and plan accordingly for difficulty your alliance is attempting each day. So I do believe that means don't invest in the Bionic Avengers as your tech raid team. So that's what I'm taking away from it. Do what you can, but invest at your own peril, because a new tech team's coming and you're going to want to build them. So that's all I got for this video. Definitely like and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next one.